Circling back to our earlier story on the overhaul of Alibaba, we have Shaun Rein joining us for more analysis. Well, Mr. Rein, what do you read into this major overhaul to split Alibaba into 6 units?
Well, Liz, it's great to see you. I think it's really important that Alibaba is going to be breaking up into 6 separate units. Now, each unit is going to have their own CEO, their own board of directors, and their own executives. So as you've seen in pre-market trading, Alibaba's stock is already up 9% in New York. So investors are looking favorably upon this deal. Now, we also have to remember that over the last 2 years, since Jack Ma has sort of gotten into trouble in China, that Alibaba's stock market capitalization has plummeted $600 billion US. So I think right now, investors, the executives, are all scrambling to figure out a way how to unlock more value into Alibaba shares. And they think they're going to be able to do this by dividing into 6 separate business divisions. Now, each division can raise money on their own, and they can also all do separate IPOs.
Did this come out of the blue, or, were there some signs that Alibaba may have been planning this split?
Well, I think that the word on the street has been Alibaba has been thinking about splitting up. Part of it, there was rumors that maybe the Chinese government was going to force them to split up. One of the problems, Liz, was that Alibaba and Tencent as well controlled too much of the economic ecosystem. I mean, as you look at it, these 6 business divisions, from artificial intelligence and cloud storage to e-commerce shopping to restaurant delivery to movies and entertainment, in many ways, I think Alibaba started to stifle innovation, and they certainly stifled competition within China. So they had to break up. Again, I think that helps them go a little bit more below the radar when it comes to not just China's regulatory regime, but also the United States. I think a lot of Chinese internet players are trying to get smaller in some ways and fly under the radar of geopolitical issues. So I think this is a win-win from a regulatory standpoint, not just within China, but also internationally as each of these divisions grow.
Yeah, well, Alibaba's latest earnings, those beat estimates, but there are signs of stress amid slowing growth in China plus rising competition. So how do you think this split will position it against those headwinds?
I think it's going to position it well. I think you and I spoke last time that, I've been one of China's biggest bulls for the last 25 years, but I've become decidedly bearish since 2022. And so you see the internet sector really hasn't seen a lot of growth. Alibaba itself was starting to lose market share to Pinduoduo because consumers are cutting back and they're looking for cheaper purchases. And Pinduoduo really caters to the sort of good value or cheap product line. So I think breaking up will allow Alibaba's various divisions to really focus and figure out how are we going to be able to recapture market share that they lost to competitors. One of the other things that's important is there's been a brain drain at Alibaba over the last 3 years. A lot of top talent said, you know what, Alibaba's under regulatory scrutiny. We don't want to work here anymore. We've already made our millions, in some cases billions. We're going to exit and just wait and see what the regulatory look will be like. So I think by breaking up, being able to IPO by these 6 different divisions, that might provide an opportunity for each of these divisions to dole out new stock options to employees and start to be able to rehire some of the top talent that might not have been willing to work at Alibaba conglomerate, publicly traded company where there wasn't that much room for stock options to go up.